Hi everyone, today in this video I will share about what it means to lead a deen-driven, purposeful life. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is June and welcome to my channel where I share my experiences as a single Muslimah striving to lead a deen-driven, purposeful life. I upload content once a week on Sundays, but sometimes I will do random uploads of vlogs or reviews here and there. So this video is more of an introduction also about myself and what I mean by leading a deen-driven, purposeful life. So I'm a single Muslimah who is now in her 30s, late 30s to be exact. And I started to learn about Islam around 2013. And I stumbled upon personal development more or less around the same time, or maybe around 2014, early 2014. So I was very blessed that Allah decided to grant me hidayah so that I learned about Islam. And at the same time, He also made it possible for me to learn about personal development. So I would say that in my 20s, I wasn't really concerned about leading a purposeful life, as I'm sure is the case with many 20-something Muslimahs as well. In our 20s, we are probably more concerned about whether we will have someone to spend the rest of our lives with. Or if not marriage, then we would be more concerned about career. For me, career-wise, in my 20s, I wasn't really doing much. I was stuck in a job that wasn't allowing me to grow much. But I stayed on because it had become a comfort zone for me. And I had made friends there, my colleagues there, so it was hard for me to leave. It was my first real job after I graduated in 2007, and I stayed on with the company for 7 years. Even though I didn't really have what would be called an illustrious career, at least I had money coming in from my job. So I was more concerned at the time about looking for a life partner, because I was under the impression that life is planned out that way. As in, after you graduated, you find a job, and then you get married, and then you settle down. So that was what I had in mind when I was in my 20s. But then the years went by, and I was stuck in this job that I wasn't growing in, and also there was no marriage card on the horizon. So by this time, I was feeling, to be honest, I was feeling suicidal, which I will talk about in another episode. But then, to cut the story short, I met someone, but we didn't last. And so after that, I was left with a broken heart. And by Allah's grace, I was led to Islam, and then subsequently personal development. So in personal development, I learned about the importance of trying to find your purpose in life. Because life cannot just be about drinking, eating, seeking pleasure, working. Life has to mean something more than that. Because we are a species that has been blessed with extremely high intelligence, and we are supposed to be the caretakers of the earth. Who else would run the earth except for us human beings, right? So that is why for us humans, life cannot just be about merely existing. Life has to mean something more than that. So that is what I learned in personal development, about having to find your purpose in life. And then when I learned about Islam, I came across an ayah about the actual purpose for our existence on this earth, which is to worship Allah. Now, when most people look at this ayah, they would think that it might just mean about the acts of worship or ibadah that Allah has commanded us to do, things like praying and fasting and charity works, etc. But I've learned that this purpose that Allah has given us, which is to worship Him, actually goes beyond just the acts of worship. In every single details of our life, if we do it with Allah in mind, then we are essentially worshipping Him. So for example, if you are eating and you abstain from the haram things like alcohol and pork, and you only eat the halal and the tayyib foods, halal and permissible and the good foods, then you are essentially worshipping Allah because you are following what Allah has commanded. And our body is also our amanah, it's a trust from Allah. So when we eat good foods, healthy foods, if we abstain from smoking or doing damage to our bodies, then we are also essentially worshipping Allah because we are keeping in line with what Allah has commanded. And the same thing goes with working. If we do our work well, if we carry out our task and our responsibilities well, then we are worshipping Allah because Allah has commanded us to be trustworthy people and to excel in the things that we do. Even the little things in life, such as going to the toilet. When we make dua to enter the toilet and when we make dua to leave the toilet, we are essentially also worshipping Allah because dua is us talking to Allah, essentially asking for Allah's favor and blessings. So since worshipping Allah is our purpose in life, and if everything in life that we do, if we do it with Him in mind, is considered an act of worship as well, then there is no wrong in wanting to have great visions for yourself, for your future, which is what is advocated in personal development. So if you want to create your own business, if you want to establish schools for the poor, if you have ideas of running your own charities or travel around the world because you want to learn about other cultures, all of these are great visions and can be attributed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you set your intention so that what you do will benefit others, will not harm others, and will constantly be in remembrance of Allah, then you are essentially living up to your actual purpose on earth, which is to worship Allah. So that is what I meant by living a deen-driven, purposeful life. So every aspect of my life, I try to attribute it to Allah. For me, I have some grand visions of my own. One of it is to be a hotelier, to run my chain of Islamic boutique hotels. And why I want to do this is because I want to create a haven for Muslim travelers. And also I want these hotels to be a place of da'wah, where I can share information about Islam. So my vision is clearly rooted in deen. And so I believe that it is also me worshipping Allah through my visions and my goals in life. This YouTube channel that I created is also rooted in deen. I want to share what I've learned about Islam and about personal development with single Muslimahs out there. Because in my 20s, I was exposed to damaging ideas that I didn't know had no place in Islam at all. And so now that I have knowledge in Islam and in personal development, I want to share what I know. And I hope that by sharing, Allah will be pleased with me. So creating this YouTube channel is also me striving to lead a deen-driven, purposeful life. So if you're a single Muslimah yourself, be it that you are single, as in you've never been married before, or you are divorced and now you're on your own, if you've been going through life as it is without visions for the future, it is time for you to take a step back and think about what are some of the things you would like to pursue, and how can these things be a form of worship for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Personally, I think it's very important that as single Muslims, we have visions to propel us forward in life, because we should be prepared with the idea that marriage may not be written for us in this lifetime. Then if that's the case, do we want to spend our life pining for something that will never happen? Or should we spend the time that we have, and because as single Muslims we have all the time in the world, we have little responsibilities except to ourselves. So with this time that we have on our hands, why not we channel it to fulfill some visions and goals for our future? Now, many people get daunted by the idea of visions and goals. They think that when you have visions, when you have dreams, when you have goals, you have to achieve them. No, you don't have to. Whether you achieve your dreams or goals, it's not up to you. It is Allah's will. Allah is the one who will decide if your visions, if your goals, your dreams will come true. But what you do on your end is to strive to reach for these dreams. It serves as a fuel for you to go through life beyond just the everyday routine. When you have a sense of purpose in life, life gets more interesting to say the least. For example, for me, when I set the intention, the dreams to be a hotelier, I was looking at various things that I can do to get closer to these dreams. And one of it was to have a YouTube channel so that one day I can earn money from it and then I can invest into a hotel business. Now, whether this plan of mine will work, well, we don't know. But I just do it anyway. I just create this channel anyways. And because my home is not conducive for me to create videos, I decided to do staycations in hotels in my country, Singapore, where I can batch record videos like this. So right now I'm in a hotel. This hotel is called Hotel Yen, and it's a very nice hotel. And yes, I'm not yet a hotelier, but now I'm living a life where I get to go to hotels and record videos. And this has been very interesting, and I like where I am right now. So it doesn't matter if one day I will become a hotelier or not. What matters to me is that I have a vision that will keep pulling me forward, but at the same time, I can enjoy what I have in my present life. Because when you have visions and you work towards your visions, life really gets more interesting as you're open to more new ideas, as you learn more new things. So if you are a single Muslimah listening to this, and maybe you're in the same age group as me, 30s and above, then consider what are some of the goals and dreams that you've kept on the back burner. It's time to bring them out and strive to achieve them. And always remember that the end result isn't in your hands, it is Allah's will. So what you do is just go through the process. So I hope my sharing has been beneficial so far. If you like my video, please like this video and please subscribe to my channel for more of such content. So before I end my video, I would like to remind all of you to look into how you can lead a Deen-Driven Purposeful life. Till the next time, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye!